Welcome everyone, Michael Berube, Regain Media. Today I'm with Marc Pepino with Remax Boardwalk. How you doing, Marc?
Very good, Michael. Glad to be on the phone with you.
Same here. Obviously we've been working together for around 6 months now, helping you guys get more seller leads specifically. Can you do just a quick intro about yourself and your team?
Sure. So as Michael mentioned, my name is Marc Papineau. I'm broker owner, part owner of Boardwalk Ottawa, which is a Remax office. And we're currently top 30 teams in Canada for Remax. And we're definitely on our way to probably being very close to number one this year as it stands, obviously with Michael helping us out. Been in the business for 11 years, been in the lead generating business for probably 8 of those 11 years, building on what we've learned, the experiences we've had, the infrastructure we've created, and maximizing the power of lead generation on the internet to help our agents grow as well as our own business. That's what we pretty much specialize in, and that's how we've been able to work very closely with Mikhail in leveraging the internet with the systems and software that we have in place to turn leads into sales.
Great. Now, can you talk a bit, when we first started working together, you were already doing lead generation, you already have your systems in place. But out of curiosity, what exactly got you to be like, okay, yes, let's do it, let's move forward with Michael and his team, if you already had like some marketing systems in place?
Sure. What I can say is I get solicited probably 2 to 4 times a week from a widespread of people offering a widespread of services. From I'll give you guaranteed listing appointments, so I'll guarantee you listing by appointments and so on. So I'm quite selective in who I like to get past the initial guard or wall, I should say, that I put up to protect my time. I have to say the first thing was obviously, Mikhail, to you personally, was your tenacity. Your follow-ups were consistent. They were very professional. There was just something, Mikhail, about you that, you kind of grew on me, and I said, screw it, we'll have a conversation. From that conversation, the presentation was very professional. The knowledge was extremely high in how to output the least amount of costs and get the most amount of leads in, keeping them meaningful, obviously, because leads is nothing in this world. It's more about having them being meaningful and able to convert those into leads at a ratio that makes sense. Having the ability to work together on various campaigns that are specific to our markets, specific to our team, our capacities, our niches. I really liked, rather than that cookie cutter approach. And I'd like to say that since we have had the pleasure of working together, we've seen some great successes, and really enjoying that and looking forward to building on that. But the return on investment has seen itself tenfold already. So,
Right. Yeah. Can you touch a bit about the specifics in terms of like returns, results? Because a lot of realtors looking at this are probably seeing they're probably skeptical, to be honest. Like, a lot of realtors I talk to, they've tried other marketing strategies, other marketing companies, and, they get a lot of leads, and either they're not able to convert them, or they just simply don't get a lot of leads, or they're not just qualified. So I think we invested around $6,000 so far. So yeah, can you talk a bit about return wise, what that 6,000 brought you guys so far?
Sure. And just maybe to add a few more layers to what you're saying, Michael, is there's the $6,000 investment in the leads, but I also have a business development manager that I invest. We invest somewhere around $50,000 to $80,000 a year in. There's a salary plus commission base. There's a lead management software that costs us a few $1,000s a month, but those are systems that were already in place. But that's really where we were able to leverage what we've done to maximize the return. I have somebody who specializes in taking these leads as they come in, qualifying them, getting all the information, bringing them to me warm. So that's an added layer that we have in place that's really helped us see the success that I'm about to mention. Which, if you're considering this particular process and you're a busy realtor, it could be difficult. I'd recommend hiring some support in order to be able to max it, because you do get a fair bit of leads that come in, and you have to call them right away, and you have to manage them and keep them warm, and sometimes follow up for 2 or 3 months, which just at this point in my career, I don't have the time for, which is why we have some incredible people in the support staff to do that. But getting down to the numbers per se, transactions wise, I wouldn't be able to say exactly how many, but we do track our sales commissions and volume. And since we've started, I'm about to break $250,000 in commissions that I've earned on that investment. So if you do the math, it's quite good. We've got really good success on the niche market, which is where if you really brand yourself and you have a product that you're able to put out there that distinguishes you from other realtors, that makes it difficult to compete in, such as our team, because we have quite a few niches within our organization. This is where we've seen the most success, rather than the generic, just let me come evaluate your house. So we've gone a little bit further than that.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Like it's really common, just offering like a free home valuation, for example. Like I always talk about it, where we need to stand out, especially in a crowded market.
That's right.
Like big cities in like Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, whatever. Got it. So yeah, so around $250,000 in commission so far from this. And then, just, for the people watching this, why Facebook ads and Instagram ads? Like, why social media, and why not just invest more in flyers, or, having a team doing door knocking for you, for example?
Well, not to discount the tried and true methods of real estate. Like, we do that as well. We do see some success with it. In the end, it really comes down to what your strengths are, where your capacity is. But taking it to what you're saying, which is where we're seeing the most amount of success, is going to be the web-based platform. I don't know what the statistics are. I'd read them at some point, but it's something silly like 75% of your day is occupied with your screen in front of your face. And so not to advertise in that channel is just ludicrous to me, right? So some people do prefer that face-to-face interactions, and in particular markets, it makes a lot of sense, where you're looking, older residents that are going to be at home in a downsizing situation, are looking to bring their lives to that next phase in their housing situation, to change reflective of that. Then that would be something different. But as far as today's savvy investors or savvy purchasers and sellers, the majority of people are looking online. I think Realtor.ca had a study where it's like 60% of homes that are purchased, people had seen on Realtor.ca first. So if you're not going for web traffic and FaceTime, I think that you're really you're selling yourself short.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Like you said, like, cold calling, door knocking still works if you do it correctly. But that being said, like, I agree. Like, I think it's a missed opportunity. Like, there's a huge opportunity cost, in my opinion, for realtors not really advertising online, on social media, Facebook, Instagram, all the platforms. Because this is where, like, people are nowadays. Like you said, like, over 75% of people are just spending, like, 75% of people's time is being spent on their phones. Like, you can see, like, with the on your phone, like, the screen time, it's pretty high. Like, I know a lot of people, like, spend easily like 5 to 8 hours per day on their phone. So
yeah, they're spending hours on social media, hours, especially during COVID. I mean, we've seen a huge spike in our online business during COVID. People are available, they're working from home, and they're looking at their screens, and they're bored. So there's no better time, no better opportunity than to be jumping on board with programs like this at this time. So long as you have the infrastructure and the capacity to meet the demand in a way that's going to translate into sales.
Yeah. So yeah, that's another big thing. Like you talked about, you already had your systems in place. In terms of what to do when a lead is generated for you guys.
Yeah,
And that really helps. Obviously, that's a big key of the success. Like, I couldn't say that it's 100% like Regain Media, myself and my team. It's really like a teamwork. That's how I see the partnership with you guys and all of our clients. Like, obviously, we need to do our part to generate like good leads, and then after that, you guys do your part. Qualifying the leads, contacting them to book the appointment and list the property, right?
that's right. It's a team effort. It definitely, but if you do it right, I mean, you see the numbers, you hear the numbers, they're ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's quite insane. So yeah, just another question, like why not just try to do your ads by yourself? Like why not just I don't know, like run your ads for yourself instead of just hiring like an agency, for example, like us?
We do some of our own internal advertising. We do well with it, but this is just, the best way that I would put it is, if you're going to jump on a racetrack, sure, you can get around and putt around, and you could probably have a pretty fun ride. But if you're racing to win, get in the passenger seat and let the professional driver do the driving. I mean, I think it's the best way that I can explain it. You'll get an outcome if you do it internally or on your own, but hiring the professionals to do it is by far going to yield the professional results. And those people are also accountable because they're being paid for professional service, and the outcome dictates the continuation of the agreement. Therefore, as long as you're working in synergy, then it makes absolute sense that there's vested interest in the continuation of the success and the constant evolution of such. Because sometimes you find an idea, but in this marketplace, you have a great idea. It only takes 3 months for anybody else to figure it out what you're doing, and now you're yesterday's news. So we're constantly striving to change and alter our approaches in order to ensure that we're staying ahead of the market. And to do that internally, I believe that the costs would be astronomical, and not necessarily weighed out the way. It's just best to hire the professionals and consult with them and have a concerted effort moving forward to get to the best path to success.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I always compare it to like selling myself like a property, for example. Like I could sell my own house myself, but it would require way more time, energy, stress. I don't know what I'm doing. I'd have to, probably make a lot of mistakes in order to actually sell it. And if I do sell it, it'll probably take longer. I probably won't list it at, the right price. So I'll miss out on a lot of money, which is pretty much the same thing, right? Like the same concept.
Yeah, people are banking on getting lucky, and there's a place for that. It's called the casino. Outside, don't invest your money on getting lucky, because house always wins.
Mm, exactly. So is there like, just in general, I know you've worked with a lot of different service providers. If you take a look at our service and how we work together, is there like one thing that stands out and that you say, okay, yeah, I do like this about Michael and his team that are doing, or something in particular that you find nice in our partnership?
Well, I'll say, I mean, there's several things. I mean, you guys definitely do a great job of standing out. I would say the first is the personalized service. We do get on a call. Half the time I end up having to cancel, but you're quite militant getting me back on the phone, which I like. You hold me accountable to the conversations that are important in order to keep this thing moving forward. So you keep me accountable as a client, which is quite rare. Usually people are just happy to not get on the phone and to just collect their paychecks. And you guys are the total opposite. So I actually like and respect that. The personalized service, keeping tabs, which is kind of a continuation of what I was just saying, but keeping the tabs on where the market's going, having very live and active conversations about where our marketing is going. Should we change this? Should we change that? And you guys are constantly monitoring and probing that to make sure that we are maximizing down to just the images that we're using, which I think is fantastic. And then that translates down to the leads that were coming in. When we nail the right campaign, we're definitely getting a great result. Whereas if you're going to most companies, it's the larger companies in particular, you're going to be dealing with a more generic kind of cookie cutter approach. It's being copied and pasted all over the place, which has its purpose. But this is something that's superior in quality, in overall experience, as well as outcome. So pretty much checks off all the boxes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I do appreciate that. Like, you know, when we work with clients, like we like to, you know, like my goal is not to have like this huge, you know, like maybe one day it will actually happen where we're like 40 in our team and everything. But the fact that we're still small enables us to provide that, that service, that level of service that we want to, you know, give to our clients, so that it's still personalized, customized, and not just like copy and paste for every client, acting like robots, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's the best way to put it.
Yeah. So final thing, just to summarize the interview, what would be your number one tip for a realtor looking to do lead generation online or looking to grow his business through social media?
For one, hire the right people. So I'll give you that one, because that's really the driving force of it. And the next is make sure that you're consulting with leaders of the industry. None of what we're doing at Remax Boardwalk Ottawa is something that we've created from scratch. I mean, we've modified, tweaked, and made it better. But to put it into perspective, we didn't build the Porsche from scratch. You know, we bought the Porsche from someone else, and then we modified it to our needs to make sure that it does what we need it to do. So visit your peers, go to seminars, log on to seminars, get the trade secrets from the people that are out there seeing the most amount of success. Like I said, nothing we're doing is something we've created from scratch. All of it was passed on to us by some incredible people with just a passion of sharing that formula for success that they've seen some success with. And there's tons of resources out there, tons of incredible resources. That would really be it. And then practice, practice, practice. You're going to screw it up and you're going to have terrible numbers. And if you don't give it 3 years, then don't bother, because that's how long it's going to take you getting it figured out and to get all the right people on the team on board to seeing it through. But once you have the investment, you'll be top in the market, top in the country. Simple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Awesome advice. So thank you a lot, Marc, for sharing your experience with Regan Media, my team and I, in terms of our partnership. Really appreciate it. And yeah, wishing us great success for the both of us for the following months.
I absolutely know, and that this is coming. I'm looking forward to doing more work together.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.